Well, co-working spaces have become popular around the world, affording some startups instant networking opportunities and some camaraderie as well, but they're not all created the same.
It has the best of both worlds, the best of independent, working from home as an individual, as an autonomous individual, and the best of the collegiate and community atmosphere of an organisation, without all the politics and messiness and alienation that many people describe at work.
Employees choose to share this space rather than work from home or Starbucks.
A decade ago, telecommuting was all the rage. It was about how one day we all could just work from our living rooms in our pajamas. What did we learn about that?
I think we learned that it was a bankrupt idea, that people are social, and it worked. No surprise, is social.
Well, I think Locus is mostly the co-working space for people, kind of a shared office where they can come, they can work, but they don't feel lonely and they got a kind of community sense out of it. So you are surrounded by the people, but you are getting your work done. That's what Locus for me is.
Prague. I thought Prague would be a great city for a co-working space, specifically a co-working space that kind of was in English and Czech language equally, and really market to the Czech audience and have it be a place that both non-Czechs and who speak English and Czechs, whether they speak English or not, could work, and that everything would be dual language. For simplicity's sake or time saving's sake, because I was so busy and needed to set it up quickly, and my Czech isn't business Czech quality, I set up a lot more in English, and I know that the expat market much better than I know the Czech market. And I realized actually doing that pretty quickly that there's a really good niche for that market, and I think one of the reasons I'm still in business is like the luck of happening into that particular niche because of my shortcomings. But I really, it does have a lot of personal value for me. I feel like it's something that I've seen firsthand is really important. So when I see people get that kind of value, say, you know, I moved to Prague and I was lonely and now I have a community here, or that really is what gives me personal meaning for people who are collaborating or making contacts that they wouldn't have otherwise made in the space, and people share knowledge, work together on projects, even if they're not officially collaborating, they hire each other. They work on a website for one person or another. They refer each other. The degree of that shared knowledge, which you see every day if you're looking, in some way or another, has great value for me.
Because back at home I do articles with my school and I'm a freelance writer. So I really like the idea of having a place that I can come and do work but still get the chance to meet new people, and I think that's a really great thing to have, because working just from a home space, I don't think it gives you that same sense of fulfillment as working in a co-working office. And getting that environment, I think, definitely has a major impact on the work that I produce.
Shared or co-working spaces are popping up all over the country, around 800 of them so far, with more than 50,000 members. There are so many, in fact, the industry has its own publication.
People are starting to realize that they're looking for community.
So they come here and they work collectively, they work collaboratively.
And there's a sort of productive osmosis from being around other people with their heads buried in laptops. This idea that if you have a graphic designer and an investor and someone working on climate change and a social media expert, kind of naturally out of that, like an ecological phenomenon, you'd get interesting new ideas rather than the groupthink that people say can characterize the departments.